My sister snooped on mine and my husband's spicy texts, snapped a photo for proof, and showed my whole family, and now they're convinced my husband's got me brainwashed and trapped in an abusive marriage. Me, 30 female, and my husband, 33 male, got married 5 years ago. We've been together for a total of 8 years. We have a great relationship, we love each other, and he had a great relationship with my family. We both have this game we engage in over text and in the bedroom, where we pretend to live out our intimate fantasies. One of our pretend to be's is him being like a master, and we engage in this type of talk over texting throughout the day until we end it in the bedroom. It's fun, we both really enjoy it, and it's something I actually look forward to. Anyway, 2 weeks ago we were doing that. I was out with my little sister and I left my phone with her to take some photos. She likes to use my phone to take pictures whenever we are together. Anyway, a text from him came using this language we use, something like, "Don't forget to do this thing, you beach. I better come and find you ready." Anyway, instead of asking me about this, she opened the texting app, and saw previous messaging, and snapped a photo of this part of conversation with her cell phone. The next day mom called me and told me to come at once. I went and found my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, and my uncle. My mom was crying and saying she's sorry she didn't see it before, and my dad was angry. I didn't understand anything, but when they told me, I was furious with my sister and them. I told them nothing of what they're saying is true. My husband is a great man, and this is an intimate fantasy we sometimes play. The problem is they think I'm lying. My sister is a social worker, and she's convinced without a doubt that I'm lying like all the women she sees in her business to protect my husband because I love him. No matter what I tell them, they don't believe me. I even took my mom to my room and got exposed in front of her for her to see that I'm not being abused in any way, but it's like I'm talking to walls. My sister is using her career to convince everybody that I'm being abused. I even gave my mom my phone and made her read the texts and private conversations between me and my husband, and I humiliated myself by making her read those intimate conversations about our likings and role-playing, etc. She was disgusted at first but didn't say anything. Then she talked to my sister and came back to me saying that my sister has seen behavior like this with abuse victims where I'm so brainwashed that I don't see how engaging in these types of activities is abuse. And that my husband has groomed me so I don't see the abuse. And when I told her that BDSM was originally my suggestion, she yelled, "Please stop protecting him, we didn't raise you to be like that." My sister is not a bad person per se. I believe that because of what she sees in her work she thinks that I'm suffering and projecting on me. I don't know what to do now. My husband knew about it a couple of days ago. My brother went to his workplace and made a scene in front of everyone. And now at work they are talking about him abusing me because of my brother's words. I don't know what to do right now. My husband says we should go no contact with my family since they won't believe anything we say. I told him that we should go to another state. We were planning to start a family and have kids, and with that happening I don't believe it'd be great to have a family where we live right now where such rumors are held over our head. So a new place where no one knows us would be perfect for us. But my husband says if we did that, it'd appear that he forced me to run with him, and would enforce these ideas more into my family. Can anyone offer me an advice please? What should we do? Important to add, my husband does not abuse me. I'm not in an abusive relationship that I can't see. What happens between the two of us intimately is consensual. This game we play, I was the one who initiated it and suggested it. He doesn't abuse me nor force me to do anything. We're having fun. The idea to go to another state was my idea, not his. He wants to remain here and face these allegations head on. The only thing he did was go no contact with them, because the amount of harassments he's getting from them. Last night my mother called me and asked whether I confronted my husband or not. I told her there's nothing to confront as nothing happened and I'm not being abused. She said that's what my sister told her I might say because that's what abuse victims do, and if I didn't make a stand they'll go to the authorities and report my husband. I'm now terrified. My husband already is getting some eye glances from his co-workers now since my brother confronted him there and they already think he abuses me. I don't know what to do honestly. Even if I went to a legal advisor I don't know how that would help at the moment with this situation. Edit, this is not a case of my family just shaming me for my likings. If it was only shaming then I'd have no problem and could handle it. It's a case of my family is convinced by my sister that my husband is abusing me and me being brainwashed to see that BDSM is him abusing me, and they now want to file reports against him. My father even stated that just like the way he, my husband, abuses me, he wants to destroy him like he destroyed me. Because my sister, the social worker, planted in their heads that me defending my husband is the typical way an abuse victim feels, just like a Stockholm syndrome. And that I should be saved and sent to therapy. Update, my family filed a police report accusing my husband of domestic abuse. I had a visit from the police, and they kept asking me whether I'm being abused or not. I kept saying I'm not, and since one of the cops is a friend of my brother, she kept telling me to come clean, and don't worry he won't be able to hurt me anymore when I talk. It was so much that I asked them to leave and not speak to me again without our lawyer present. She gave me her card, told me to call her anytime my husband tries to hurt me again, and that she'll be checking on me to make sure I'm okay. I called my lawyer and me and husband will be meeting with her first thing tomorrow morning. She advised us to not speak to the police again, since in our state BDSM is not legal. The reason for that is that according to the law, you can't consent to receive pain via any activities like hitting or rough lovemaking, and also using restraints during lovemaking makes the person restrained in the eyes of the law unable to consent even if they say they consented to be tied. So, yeah, most of the time the police understands the BDSM community and knows that it's not abuse. However, their understanding and not arresting people engaging in BDSM is a courtesy. If a police officer decided to follow the law to the T, they'd arrest the person engaged in the BDSM act, the one who's in charge, the dom or master. So, she advised us not to speak to any of my family members nor the police until she met us both and established a way of protecting my husband. As for my husband, his boss at work told him that the family and some friends of the family is calling them telling them how can they, the company, hire a wife beater and abuser, and if he can't solve these issues and if it kept escalating he'll have to fire him since they don't want to associate the company with any of that. Update 2, those past 15 days have been hell. After my family called the police on my husband and they came to our house, things took a turn to the worst. We live in a relatively small town and most people know each other, so news traveled fast that I'm in an abusive relationship and my husband abuses me. Our lawyer advised us not to speak to the police, and also not to mention to anyone at all that we engage in BDSM activities. The reason for that is that according to the law you can't consent to receive pain via any activities like hitting or rough lovemaking, and also using restraints during sex makes the person restrained in the eyes of the law unable to consent even if they say they consented to be tied. So, if we mention to someone that we engage into BDSM and they went to the police, our words acts like a confession or something like that. And yes, police most of the time do not follow the law to the T regarding BDSM cause they know the law is flawed in this aspect. However, if they want, for example, to ruin someone's life, they can then follow the law and arrest that person. You get what I'm trying to say? Everyone in my family now knows that my husband abuses me, and the reason that he hasn't been arrested yet is because I'm too afraid to come forward, and there's no physical evidence. So, my entire family is now pressuring me. My husband was confronted by one of my cousins and they exchanged fists outside of a local shop. They were both arrested, but my husband stayed locked up for some time and my brother's friend, the officer that came to our home, roughed him up pretty bad there, calling him a wife beater and an animal and all other vile words. As I mentioned, the word got around very fast, and a week and couple of days ago my husband was fired from his job. Our lawyer told us we can sue the company, but my husband refused since the only thing he wants now is to move to another state and put this nightmare behind him. Our lawyer issued a restraining order against almost all of my family members including my mom, dad, brother, and sister, and she made sure that these orders specify that they can't even contact my husband at all, even via text or emails. My husband since then was preparing himself to move away. And last night he went to another state. He'll be staying with one of his childhood friends till he finds a place to rent. He told me to stay for a bit and not follow him right away because he needs a break from everything. That I don't really understand. I was harassed just like him, but whatever. Of course, all of this drove a big wedge between me and him. And a couple of nights before we got into a fight and he said to me that if I didn't suggest and encourage him to get into the BDSM thing with me, none of these things would have happened, and we both exchanged some hurtful words. Well, now he's in another state. He hasn't picked up any of my calls since yesterday. He just texted me that he's at his destination and safe. Before he left he told me that if I chose to follow him he will never engage in any kind of BDSM activity with me again, never ever again, and that I need to think about it clearly to decide if I want to remain married to him or not without those activities, especially that I was the one who pushed for them before. I really don't understand why he's punishing me like that. It's not like I had anything to do in this shit show. Anyway, that's the situation right now. I'm here and he's there. And I have a lot of thinking and decisions to make. My family all are sending me texts to congratulate me that I pushed him away. I keep sending them back to leave me alone and never contact me again. Finally, I want to thank every one of you for your support. And I wish that no one ever encounters anything like what happened to me ever. I wish you all a happy life. Sorry if my thoughts are all scattered, but I'm really in a bad place. I just decided to write and vent here. Maybe I can feel some kind of relief doing that. Update 3. My husband turned on his phone and sent me this one message, then turned it off once again. Please stop trying to reach out to me. I don't want to talk to you. I'm okay and well. By the way, I changed my place to another one, so don't call. His friend. I'm not staying at his place and I don't want to know where I'm right now. I don't feel like talking to you or anyone that we know for some time. Respect that and stay the hell away. I don't know when I will be able to speak to you again, and I won't blame you or even question if you filed for divorce right now. I think it'll be great for everyone and will make your family happy. After this message he turned off his phone. He deactivated all of his social media accounts yesterday, and I don't have any way to know how to reach him. I honestly don't know now. What should I do? I called his friend, the one he was supposed to stay at, and he told me he booked a ticket to another state the same night but didn't tell him where he was going and didn't give him any contact information. So now I don't even know where he is at to follow him and complete our plan or leaving this hell place. I don't know anything right now. Final update, my husband doesn't want to continue with me. He'll file for a divorce and I'll receive my papers through my lawyer. I can't reach him anymore. I'll be moving out of my town to a new place that I've managed to rent in another place out of state. I'll be changing all of my numbers and social media accounts have been deactivated. The only person who can contact me is my lawyer to forward me my divorce papers once they arrive. I won't be posting any more about this issue as it's now over for me. Thanks for anyone who sent me sincere advice. And the ones who are attacking me via comments and DMs, thanks as well. I know you're hurting in real life and this is your only way to feel validated. I hope you find happiness in your real life.